Gosh, it is way too early for this, but what is going on YouTube? I hope you can see me okay. Today we are going to pick up a new project for the channel. The bag is secured. I'm not sure if you can see it back there or not, but I will get it home, I'll get it off the trailer, and I'll kind of walk you through what the plan's gonna be for this thing. Now, spoiler alert, it's going to sit for a minute. So what did I get my hands on, you ask? Well, I won't make you wait any longer. This is a 1977 Suzuki GS550, and I got this from one of my current students up at the school. So what are the plans with it? Well, like I said earlier in the video, spoiler alert, it's going to sit for a minute. I've got a lot of other things in the fire right now with the long-term Cessna 172 project, as well as the 182 has got some work coming up, and I've got to do some work to Bonanza. So I can't actively engage in doing anything to this until I get those out of the way, but this came available and I wasn't going to pass on it, so I went ahead and secured the bag, as they say, and now here it is. Now, you're gonna notice there's obviously a lot of stuff missing. I've got two totes in the bed of my truck. I will spin you around real quick. Right there. And I have a lot of the parts. But there is a plan. I think what I want to do, I've always wanted a cafe racer, but they're getting to the point where they're overdone. Now, I have owned two CB750s in my life. This is going to be the first Suzuki I've ever owned, period. But I think I actually want to build a flat tracker. So I might do a little bit of a tank lift on it so the tank sits level. I might raise the seat up a little bit and then put number plates on it front and rear, maybe get a little bit longer suspension travel out of it. I don't know, but I think I might go ahead and build a flat tracker. I think it would be really cool in that style of like the early 70s flat track racing that they did. I think that would be really, really neat. I also think that I can do that relatively inexpensive. I'll have to chop the tail. This is just sitting here, by the way. But anyways, in order to make that happen, I will have to chop the tail off and build a custom fairing, or see if I can buy something to go back there, as well as get a seat on it. Probably change the peg style, cut the mufflers. I'm gonna do a 4-into-1 and just have a single can sitting over here on the right side. I need to wire the bike. I haven't decided yet if I want to see if I can find a wiring harness or if I want to build my own wiring harness for it. But fortunately, they're not that complicated. None of the bikes from this era really are. But if I do build my own harness, I think I'm going to build my own little battery box out of aluminum, and I'll put that under here behind the carbs, and then that way I can have a full electrical system hidden right back, well, not really hidden, but built in a box back here. In the meantime, though, I think my first goal with it is going to be just get it running. And I do have the original harness for it, so I'll put the original harness back in it. I'll get the carbs back on it. I'll get the tank cleaned out and fixed up, and I'll see if I can get this thing running. And then once I can get it running, I'll sort the brakes out. I'll go through the process of getting everything mechanically sound, if you will. And then I'll strip it apart, and I'll start a long-term project on this. Colors, I think I'm gonna go with yellow. I think it would be really, really cool if the tank was yellow and then had a black sort of billboard stripe down the center. And I think I might do like a bumblebee style stripe. So I'll have like a long black stripe up at the front, and then a thinner black stripe here, a thinner one, and a thinner one, and a thinner one all the way to the back. And I'll just cut them off right here at that line. I'm not gonna go all the way down on the side of the tank with it. Same thing with the number plates. They're going to be yellow, white inside with a black number on the front and on the front plate as well. So I don't know. I don't know how hard this is going to be. It was running. The previous owner did have it running. I do have a good title for it, which is always an important thing with these old bikes. Make sure you get a title. A lot of people say, oh, you can just file for a mechanics lane. It is so much harder than just filing for a mechanics lane, especially depending on your state. Don't buy one of these old bikes if it doesn't have a title. It's not as easy as they're making it out to be. But that I think that's what I'm going to do with this. It does have a kickstart. It does also have an electric start on it, so that's kind of nice. It's got some decent parts already on it, like some clip-ons, The seat's actually a pretty good quality seat, and he does have a hoop for it as if it was going to be a cafe racer. But like I said, I'm not really committed to building a cafe racer out of it. I probably could pretty easy, but I think I'd rather have a flat tracker. I think that would be a lot cooler, especially being that, you know, that's kind of what I grew up watching and grew up around, was that style of bikes. So I think I'd rather build that. If you've been following the channel for a while, this is for my regular viewers. If you're new to the channel, this is going to be kind of out of nowhere. My video uploads have been real spotty lately. My filming has been real spotty lately, and I ended up missing a Wednesday upload last week. I was going to do a whole video on reviewing movies, but we've had a lot of issues with my mother-in-law in the nursing home that she is in. There was an abuse case. There was an overdosing case some months ago, and we thought that had been resolved, but they, long story short, gave her medication they weren't supposed to give her without calling my wife first, and she was overdosed a second time. So we're currently trying to move her to a new nursing home, which is a royal pain in the butt if you've never had to do that. Again, I've thought about making a video on the Medicaid approval process, and I'm in the state of Texas, but I've thought about making a video on the Medicaid approval process and what it was like getting my mother-in-law into a nursing home. It was not that easy, and as we're finding out now, moving her to another home, it's not that easy to transfer them either, even though she's already approved on Medicaid. So hopefully I don't miss too many Wednesday uploads, but if I do miss some Wednesdays, just understand that we are busy with some other things, and I will get back to my regular upload schedule as soon as I can find the time to make these videos, because the semester and everything is in full swing. But that's all I'm going to say about this thing for a little while. Hopefully y'all will see it in a few months, and hopefully I will get a lot of progress done on it very quickly, because I would like to ride it, and it sucks when you buy motorcycles that you can't ride yet. So as always, leave us a like, leave us a comment, subscribe, make sure you join the Discord, and follow me on Instagram. And as always, go build something and be easy. Little post edit here. I know y'all didn't think I was lying to you, but here's what I was talking about. Like, I got a starter relay. I've got all kinds of other, like I said, good parts for the bike. I think this is a battery. I've got some new switches. I'm probably gonna go ahead and use these. These are some new switches for the starter, the kill switch, all that good stuff. So I would like to use these because I like the way those look. They're nice and simple. And over in this one, I've got the original headlight bucket. I've got the original dash. Let's see. Y'all are actually going to discover with me. That's the air box. I lied to you. I'm not sure what that is. Ah, here it is. Yeah, it has, here's the original. Oh gosh, they're heavy. Here's the original slide carbs. I'll clean those up and obviously get those back in. Sort of set this back down in here. And then I have the original gauge Floster with 30,000 miles on the bike, 30,500 miles, which is actually pretty good, even for an old motorcycle. So enjoy the rest of your Wednesday.